everyone. Hi, I'm Vicky from Farm Diggity. I am here with John McCullough. He is from Ireland, and we are talking about a very big event. John, welcome to Farm Diggity.
Thank you very much, Vicky. It's very kind of you to interview me to talk about this exciting event.
Let's get right to it. What are we talking about today?
Well, we are discussing the World Sheepdog Trials that is coming to us over in the north of Ireland in 2023. It's something exciting which is taking up a lot of my time and the wonderful committee we have as well. So yeah, something to really look forward to. And I think it's time to really spread the good news story that what's going on and what we have to offer.
Absolutely. So it's the World Sheepdog Trial. For my people that don't understand or know this, it's actually a world event. Tell me how many people are going to be, how many countries are going to be at the World Trial?
Yeah, first of all, there is 30 countries confirmed at the moment. I understand that the allocation has been offered to the countries by the ISDS ruling council. So literally the countries at the moment are going through their qualification process, how they're going to determine who comes along to represent their country at the event.
Okay, so we have 30 countries coming to this event. It's a sheepdog trial. It's in Northern Ireland,
Correct.
and it's at an estate. Can you tell me where it's going to be held? What estate?
Yeah, it is at the beautiful Guildhall estate, which is Drumore, County Down, Northern Ireland. Now, that estate is perfect for us in certainly welcoming the world to our event. It's half an hour from Belfast in Northern Ireland, and it's an hour and a half from Dublin in the Republic of Ireland. So it's really well situated for anyone wishing to fly in, jump in a car, and come and see the best dogs on the planet next year.
Wow. So easy to get to. How big is this estate?
I understand it's a 400-acre estate. I know certainly the estate does rent additional land and so on, but it's a beautiful estate, and it was actually the estate we used for the 2018 International Sheepdog Trials,
Okay.
and it was one of the best events that I certainly can recall. Of course, I'm going to be biased because I was chairman of that event as well, but no, certainly the feedback we got from everyone attending is that it was one of the best events in a long, long time.
That I believe it. So now they raise champion cattle there, don't they, at that estate?
That's right. Yes, they have two very successful cattle herds. They breed Aberdeen Angus and Shorthorn cattle. So the estate is owned by Bill and James Porter, a father and son, and James primarily looks after the estate and has been very, very successful, winning a lot of championships. And certainly, I know he's judged a lot of big competitions, and he's a serious player in that cattle breeding industry.
Okay. Okay. So we know what it is. We know when it is or where it is. When is it?
It's the 13th to the 16th of September 2023. So it begins on the Wednesday and ends on the Saturday evening.
Now, we would be remiss to not tell the folks at home about the event prior to the World Trial, because this is really something else. What's happening before the World Trial?
Well, certainly there's a lot of qualification going on at the moment. The home nations of England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, they selected their teams this summer, should I say, and they already know as to what competitors are coming to represent their country.
Right.
Certainly, I see all the different countries on Facebook. France have just had their qualification. Belgium, the countries at the moment are going through a rigorous process to pick the best dogs to represent their country, and we're going to have the best of the best certainly coming to Guildhall next September.
Right. And so if you come to the World Trial, you can catch the international right before it, correct?
Very much so, yes. The international, as you'll know, happens every single year. It just so happens that comes to Ireland next year as well. So I think that trial is on the Friday to Sunday. So you can catch that, come across, do the international, and then 2 days later, you have 2 days, in fact, to make your way up to the north and come to Guildhall Estate. Of course, we're also renowned for golf courses. So if anyone wants to bring their golf clubs, they can do the international, play around the golf, and then come and see, as I say, 240 of the best dogs on the planet.
Well, that is very, very enticing. Let me get into the trial a bit, your world trial. So we have 30 countries. How many participants will come? How many dogs are running?
Yeah, we've 240 dogs in the seniors competition. And we are also hosting a young handlers competition as well. Now, it's my understanding that there is 20 young handlers taking place. That competition is taking place. So that I think will whittle down to three in the final. They'll have a 20 dog in the qualifying and three go through to the final. As I say, a lot of these things are still to be confirmed by the ISDS Council, but that's my understanding of what's going to happen.
Wonderful. In regards to that, we have, you said that they're going to have 2 fields running each day, or 3 fields running each day for 2 days. Is that correct?
That is correct. The competition is a 4-day competition. So on day 1 and 2, we're having 3 fields going, and there will be 40 dogs in each field each day. So that pretty much gives you your 240 over the first 2 days. Now, again, to be confirmed by the ISDS, it's my understanding that out of those 40 dogs in each qualifying field, there will be 7 go through to the semi-final. Now, that'll give us 42 of the best dogs from the first 2-day, 3 field qualifying competitions.
Talk about the sheep for me, because you need a lot of sheep to put this on. 1,100 is my
That
understanding.
is correct. Yes, 1,100, and not just sheep, but suitable sheep as well that are used to dogs. But again, these sheep have to be a test. We want to see the best dogs qualifying from each field and going through the semi-finals and final. So literally, we have tried to make it as fair as possible, where we have sourced 1,100 black-faced sheep. Now, they will be provided from 3 different farms. So ultimately, we're going to have O'Kane Brothers, who provided the sheep for this year's Irish Championships. They're going to give us 500 sheep, which will cover 2 of the qualifying fields for 2 days. Then we have another gentleman, Robin McNinch. He's going to give us another 250 sheep. And again, Robin provided the sheep for the Irish National in 2016. So these are all farms where they will have been used for trials. So they're going to be sensible. And then, of course, semi-final and final, we get rid of those 750 sheep and we bring in another 400 sheep. Now, those sheep for semi-final and final will be kindly provided by Frankie McCullough. Now, Frankie's a serious trialist himself. He's a past Irish national champion. He, in 2018, provided the sheep for the international. They were brilliant. They were really, really good. Very, very workable. But in saying that, they will suss a dog out. They're going to be a test for these dogs, and that's what we want. We want to see these dogs tested to produce a worthy world champion.
And you said that the sheep are Scottish black-faced sheep. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, they're all of a similar type.
So if I'm a competitor and I'm getting ready to invest thousands of dollars to get to the world trial, I can basically rest assured that these sheep are going to be fit and they're going to be even, is what it sounds like to me. Is that correct, John?
Yeah, that's very much so. Now, I totally understand they're coming out of 3 farms, but the qualifying fields will have the same sheep that particular day.
Right.
It's so difficult to guarantee fair sheep, but again, fair sheep, should I say, for over the different 3 fields, but
Yeah.
each qualifying will be run as a separate competition. Now,
Right.
each of those days and each of those competitions will be from the one flock, and everyone's going to get a fair crack at the whip to qualify. And I say we didn't want a different qualifying field running on different sheep and then encounter blackfish sheep on the semi-final and final. So that's why we went to the extreme lengths of sourcing the one breed of sheep, albeit from different parts of Northern Ireland. But yes, we have that all in place at the moment.
Wow. Great. Good job. Now, the other very important component of a trial is the judges. How many judges are going to be there and where are they from?
Well, we're going to have 11 judges, and I can rest assured you they'll not be missing anything which is going on. They're going to find faults in dogs, and they're going to be so eager to get the right dogs going through as well. 11 judges. What actually happens is for the first 2 days qualifying for each field, we're going to have 2 judges, again to be confirmed by ISDS. Ireland will provide one judge for each of the qualifying fields, and the other qualifying fields will be made up from a judge from England, Scotland, and Wales. So that's our 6 judges. And then for the semi-final and final, those judges will step aside. We'll bring 5 new judges in, again, one from each of the home nations. And the last time round, there was a European judge as well invited into the box. So we had 5 judges, and yes, we're going to be well represented. And again, no doubt judges will have discussions, and they'll all be looking for maybe slightly different things, but each judge will be certainly following the rules of the ISDS
That's a
judging guide. So yeah, the guys will know what they're about. And again, of course, they'll be each country putting judges forward will be selecting a very, very suitable and best judge for the job.
right. That's a lot of men or women to get together to do this. 11 is that's a lot of tea and biscuits and stuff to keep these guys happy. You've judged before, John, correct?
Yes, yes, I have. I judged the World Trials in 2005 in Tullamore. The last time it was in Ireland, and as
So
you say, yeah, we were well looked after. And
you know that's important.
oh yes, certainly you have to keep judges happy, and generally, if you're getting tea and coffee and buns and apple tarts, everything that we're famous for over here, yeah, the judges will be very happy. Let's hope they don't fall asleep whenever they've had a nice meal, but no, fingers crossed, they'll be very well looked after.
So you have a funny story. You have a funny story. Let's hear it.
I don't know if I'm going to tell you the whole lot, but no, listen, I think the best thing I can do is if everyone comes across to Ireland for the event, and they bring me into the beer tent and they buy me a few whiskey, I'll tell the story, and it's worthwhile the ticket to travel across just to hear that story in itself. I know I've give you a brief insight into it, and on the back of my conversation, Vicky, you've already booked your hotel, so you're coming to hear the rest of the story as well.
I am. I'm coming. Me and my guy Norman. Oh gosh, so hit him up for this funny story about judging and not getting your tea and crumpets anymore. So anyway, okay, we have 11 judges and they all will be qualified to handle this event. And that's just a huge process in itself, is to find all these people. So we know about the international the week before. What else is there to do, as if this isn't enough, when you get to Ireland? Is there quite a few things to do when you get there? Which is a dumb question because I've been there and it's amazing.
It's an amazing place, and we are so lucky to have so many picturesque places to go and visit as well. So you want to really come and stay a fortnight, pick the international, take in the world trial, and go and visit some of the sites we have. Now, of course, the international is run in the Garden of Ireland. It's a beautiful county, County Wicklow. And then likewise, we're up in County Down. We have the Mourne Mountains. A short distance from us, you have the very, very famous Giant's Causeway. It's a beautiful place and not to be missed if you come and visit. But to be fair, right around the whole of Ireland, there's so many things to do. Certainly the local council where our event is being run is very, very keen to promote what we have locally. And the council is playing their part and certainly helping us promote the area and see what's good about coming to certainly Armagh, Banbridge and Craigavon area. That's the local council. But there's just so many things to do. Belfast is only a half an hour away. It's not to be missed. Dublin as well. There's so many opportunities to extend your visit and really, really enjoy what we have to offer.
That's excellent. So we know how to get there, and there's many bed and breakfasts that you can stay at, hotels, lodging. Can we talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about the competitors coming? I have a list of the world team that's already been chosen from the States. And of course, you know, the other people that'll be there, but it's confirmed that Alistair McRae and Tweed's going, Fonzie Basson with Finn, Barbara Ray with Grant, Bob Allen with Joey. He has 2 in, Bob Allen, and he's a neat guy. He does cattle and sheep. Angie Koch herself earned her right to get there. She isn't going to be able to go. And then there's the senior handlers, which is Mariana Streeter with Star, Ron Berkey with Rocky, Dave Imus, and I have some tips from Dave. And then again, Bob Allen with Grace, Russell McCord, he earned his right to go. He is declined, he can't go. He was our president of the USBCHA and did a fantastic job. So obviously he is a busy man, but our hats are off to him. Kelsey Nichols was earned her right to be there. She's not going to be able to go. Lee Sanderson with Rhodey. Brian White earned his way to be there. He's not going to be able to go. Mike Neary. And then we have a junior handler that we're very excited about, and that's Haley Fote. And she's coming over. And I'll just tell the listeners at home that Farm Diggity is working with a program to help her. She's only 16 years old. We're going to do some fundraising for her on Farm Diggity. So, of course, all the proceeds go to her, but keep an eye out for our fundraiser to help that young girl get to the world trial. So, and then in our Canadian team is Scott Glenn has 2 spots that I believe he's going, and George Stambulik, I talked to him yesterday. He is definitely going with his dog Sweep. So that's who we have from this side of the pond that we're that we're sending over. And just thinking about the competitors, I asked some of them, and some have been there before. And Dave Imus came up with a couple great tips for people that are going. And I thought it was brilliant. One thing he said is when you book your car over there, make absolute sure that your crate that you're flying your dog in is going to fit in the car, because you folks have little tiny cars that you drive very, very fast, by the way. And make sure
and on the opposite side of the road as well. Don't forget that, Vicky. We do something silly over here.
That's right. But everything else slows down. Didn't you say something about when they made time, they made plenty of it, except for on the road? I'll tell you, you guys are fast drivers. And then and then his other tip that was very good is to source your food when you get over there. Now we feed Blue Buffalo, but whatever you feed, make sure that when you get there, you can source that dog food or switch them over. Isn't that a great tip?
Yeah, it certainly is. Obviously, at home we actually own a boarding kennels, and swapping food and dogs can be a disaster sometimes.
Yeah.
So certainly those are things that you don't want to go to all the effort to arrive here and have to swap your dog and him not settle on something. So, but of course, the other option is to come a month early and get your dog well.
That's right. That's right.
Well onto the food, and
Yeah.
and have yourself settled and go and compete in some local trials, and
Right.
really come along and stay the month. Why not? Sure, it's
Why
a nice
not?
place to be. Yeah.
That's right. Why not? So speaking of that, just another tip that I happened to bump into was on jet lag, because people are going to be flying over, and there is this thing called jet lag. And so some tips that they had on that is, the minute you get on your plane, set all your devices to the new time and try your hardest to sleep immediately on the plane. Don't wait and then sleep, because your internal clock gets messed up. So try your hardest to go to sleep if you can on that plane, and then wake up the time that is your new time. So anyway, these people are professionals at getting prepared for these events. But so I think we've got a good coverage. We know what to do, how to get there, how to book our room, who's running. Is there any people to look out for that you'd want to shout out to that are going to be running at that in the world trial?
Yeah, certainly we have a lot of the big guns from the home nations here. I'm not sure across Europe who has fully qualified, but certainly in the home nations, Kevin Evans clearly is worldwide renowned for being one of the top handlers out there. Now, the last time this event was run at Guildhall Estate, Kevin was first and second in the international. So I know he is qualified with Key, who won the international that year. So hopefully Key's going to come back, and I'm sure Kevin will be hoping he has the same success as he had back in 2018. So we have international winners galore coming to this event, and as what I said earlier, it's the very, very best of what we have to offer at this event. It's not to be missed. And again, we're so lucky to have the international the weekend before. For anyone who enjoys the dog trial, and this is not to be missed. This is where it's going to happen in 2023. And again, you can combine a holiday in one of the most beautiful countries in the world.
Now that's what you did to me. But when we had a chat before this interview, you laid that it's the mecca of dog trialing. So I bounce up the stairs and tell Norman it's the mecca of dog trialing, and he's like, book our room. And so
you have to remember, Vicky, in my day job, I sell stuff as well. So it's not it shouldn't be a shock to you that I walked you into booking a hotel room. And but again, I know the hotel that I've recommended to you. There's a lot of good people in there, and I know a very dear friend of yours, Aladon, is also booked into that. So
yeah, we
Aladon,
can
no
stalk
doubt,
him.
will keep you in entertainment for the 4 nights. I have no doubt about that.
I'll be there getting Alan Owen's autograph, right? Like making him give me tips in the bar, you know.
Yeah, just keep buying them drink, keep buying them bottles of beer, and
I
you'll be
will.
fine.
I'll do my job. I'll do my job. Oh my gosh. It's wonderful to talk to you. I can't wait. I hope that everybody at home will get there. Is there anything we can do to help support the World Trial besides just book our room, book our travel, and get over to watch this?
Yeah, well, certainly, like we want people to come and enjoy everything about the area. So what I would really encourage people is get it booked. Don't hang around. Get your accommodation booked and start putting the pennies away, because it's a trip not to be missed. And of course, I can assure everyone during the event I'll be looking for people to help out who can maybe help us with doing timekeeping and different things. Yeah, there's no one safe at all. We'll just be looking around to find a victim to come and do something for us. And certainly, I remember at the International 2018, Claire Burston, she was there, and Claire ended up doing timekeeping for us as well for part of the event. And she was so delighted to help out, and she felt it was a big honor to be asked as well. So now, listen, we're going to need a lot of help from a lot of people. And first of all, get yourself over here, and then just let's see what happens, because it's not to be missed.
Well, we're planning on it. I haven't even publicly said that, but Farm Diggity and my trusted man are planning on heading over so that we can report live. I just thank you for meeting with me. I know that my people will wonder, where the heck am I? But listen, this is how Farm Diggity rolls. My internet's bad at home, and we had a lag, and so I flipped open my phone, found a coffee house. I'm in a pub in my hometown that I didn't even know existed. And they said, come on down and bring your dog. And so that's how Farm Diggity rolls. This place is great. And I want to thank them absolutely for allowing me to have this room and to be able to meet with you and your sister, because we both have terrible internet, don't we?
Yes, well, whenever I saw the background, I thought to myself, Vicky is already acclimatizing herself to an Irish pub. You know, she's taking this way too serious.
Just how I
10 months
roll.
away from the event.
It's just like boom. I just get lucky. So, oh my gosh, thank you to your sister for hosting you so we have good internet. Thank you, John. It was a pleasure. I can't wait to see you in person and hear that story about your judging and your lack of pastries. Anyway, it's Farm Diggity. It's a good life. Get your plane booked. Let's go to the World Trial.